criteria. Today we are going to apply background knowledge and use surrounding words to determine the meaning of an unknown word. We do this all the time when we are reading a book. If we see a word we don't know, we try to figure out what it means. This is called using clues in the context of the story. There are different types of clues. We have looked at this notes page before. You just need to know that there are different clues you can use in a text. You can look at the definition. You can look at pictures in a text. And you can definitely use other words in the text to help you figure out words we may not know. Today we're going to start with this example. Here is a sentence with a word underlined that we may not know. We are going to use our context clues to try to figure out what this word probably means. And then we're going to discuss what clues did we use? How did we know the definition? How did we figure it out? This is our skill today. I'm going to be the reader. Students are looking at the sentences and you're thinking with me. Here we go. Tony was furious that his brother broke his new game. It always made him mad when someone touched his toys. I'm going to read it a second time. You are looking at the text, looking at the word we have underlined, and thinking about what this word probably means. Tony was furious that his brother broke his new game. It always made him mad when someone touched his toys. Today, we are talking about the word that's underlined. Sometimes when we are reading, we don't even know how to say the word. It may be a word that you skip over, or you say, I don't know that one, I'm going to keep going, and that's okay. You can use other words in the text to help you determine what it means. So our word today that's underlined starts with an F. I'm not even going to say it because some of us may not know how to say it ourselves. So we're going to practice trying to figure out the meaning without knowing what the word is. We are going to get into a breakout room. I want you to talk in your breakout room about these sentences. I want you to share what you think this word probably means. If you have time, you can share in your breakout room. How did you know? What clues did you use? We don't have any pictures for this sentence. We have to use other words in the sentence as our clues. I'm going to read it one more time. You're thinking of what our unknown word probably means, and be ready to talk in your breakout room. Here we go. Tony was furious that his brother broke his new game. It always made him mad when someone touched his toys. This is our unknown word. We are ready to do breakout rooms. All right, we have just talked about our sentences and what these words probably mean. Honesty, go ahead and share out. What do you think this word probably means?
I think it probably means mad.
It probably means mad. Okay, I see Ashley has her hand raised. Ashley, what do you think this word probably means?
I think that it means it's
The person is probably frustrated or really mad about something.
Thank you, Ashley. So right now we've heard the words mad or frustrated. Kaylee Cole, what were you thinking this word probably means? We can't hear you, Kaylee.
It probably means he was mad and scared because he couldn't buy a new one.
Oh, so Kaylee's thinking about her background knowledge that maybe he's feeling mad and scared. We have talked in social emotional learning about how you can feel more than one emotion at the same time. So Kaylee's thinking maybe he feels mad and scared that he can't get a new game. So now I'm wondering who can talk about this part. What clues helped you with the word? I think we all agree that this word probably means mad of some kind. So we can fill it in our chart. This word probably means mad. But what clues helped us? I don't see a picture of somebody's face or their body being mad. So how did we know? Using context clues means we look for other words in the text and we use our background knowledge, things we already know. I'm looking for hands that are raised so we can share out what clues helped you determine that furious means mad. Who is ready to share out? Please use the raise hand button so I can see you. What words, what clues did you use? Day, go ahead, please.
They had madness. I saw he got super mad because that Tommy was frustrated and that he broke into the game. It always make him mad. That's what I thought.
So much I'm spending on this game.
Good text evidence, Day. He says he read the text. It said it always made him mad. So right here we have this synonym. Sometimes authors put a synonym, a word that means about the same thing, in the text. So if you don't know what furious means, but then you see the word mad, you know, oh, those are probably the same. Okay, were there any other clues that we used to help us determine the meaning of furious? Any other clues that you used? Okay, so we can determine that furious means mad, and we know the text said it made him mad. Right now, I'm using text evidence. I found my evidence in the text, and I'm going to write it in my chart to prove that I used clues from the text. Great work, boys and girls. We are going to do another example. This one is a video that we have to listen to and watch from Mr. McKinney. Yesterday, we listened to a story called The Journey. We listened to the story called The Journey, and it was about a family that was immigrating. They lost their father in the war. They had to go and quietly walk through the woods. They came across a great big wall, had to climb over it. And then they were in the boat, rocking in the waves, trying to get to a new safe home. we are going to watch an example from Mr. McKinney about how to use context clues to figure out the meaning of a word we don't know. I'm looking for friends who are focused on this example, thinking about Mr. McKinney's teaching.
Let's look at an example of finding the meaning of an unknown word by looking at the context clues. Our word today is avoid. Now, you may not know what that word says if you were to come along and read it. So let's look at the context. We might leave at night to avoid being seen and keep moving for many days. So let's take a look at some of the clues around the word to figure out what that word means. It starts off by saying we leave at night to avoid being seen. The pictures look like they're packed up in their car, hiding below some bags, and they're taking everything with them. They are also leaving at night. I know in my mind that when I do things at night, it's harder to be seen. So maybe the word avoid means to keep from. So my meaning, I could say to keep from. And the clues that gave it away were the pictures. They wanted to keep from being seen. But what really gave it away was that they were leaving at night. That went really well with the pictures. So I could say the text said that they left at night.
All right, great job focusing to see another example of how readers can determine the meaning of an unknown word by using our background knowledge, other words in the text, or pictures in the text. When you find our text today, please open Slide 1 reminds us that we are working on applying our background knowledge and using other words in the text to help us determine the meaning of words we don't know. Here are examples of types of clues. On slide 2, it shows you the text we're going to read today. Our text is called Ali's Story, and it's on Mayan. Right here is a video that you're going to watch, and it's going to show you how to find this text in our project on Mayan. After you listen to today's text on Mayan, you have some work to complete using context clues. There are 2 slides today with words from the story that you probably don't know. Your job today is to use the context clues using other words in the text, using your background knowledge of what you already know, and using pictures in the text. Your job is to write what you think the word means, and then tell me what clues helped you. What words or picture from the text helped you figure out what this word means. When you are done with these 2 slides, you will answer these additional questions. There is a video here that will read the questions to you if you need that. When you are done with today's work, as always, you will reflect on your success today. Were you able to figure out the meaning of unknown words today? And what clues did you use? So when it is your independent work time, if you want to listen to Ollie's story again, you may. You will complete slides 3 and 4 to complete the chart, writing what you think these words mean and sharing what clues you used from the text to help you. Then on slide 5, you can listen to the questions be read to you, and you will answer these 2 questions. Finally, you will reflect on how successful you are with today's skill. Then you will turn in your work and get on to independent reading. And if you want to listen to the Lemonade War, chapter 10, you may do that.